Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. 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 Baker, Cousins, Noble. McDonald, Kenny, Hamilton. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Scratch out with intent. Baker, Noble, Jones. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Kenny, McDonald, Hamilton. Scratch out with intent. Hamilton, Cousins, and Noble. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Kenny, Hamilton, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. McDonald, Hamilton, Kenny. Kenny, McDonald, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. McDonald, Kenny, Baker. Hamilton, Kenny.
This is the
Say, Hamilton, you heard me say that. Have you marked it yet? Okay. Hamilton, not to be marked again. Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. McDonald, Hamilton, Kenny. Scratch out with intent. Baker, Jones, and Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Jones, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Cousins, Baker, Noble. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. All scratched out, new name written. I see the intent. Jones. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. All scratched out, I see the intent. Jones. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Wow. Okay. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Baker, Cousins, Noble. I see scratch out intent. Baker, Jones, Cousins. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Cousins, Noble. Hamilton, Noble, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Scratch out an intent here with a single vote of Charlie Baker. Baker, Cousins, scratch out an intent, Jones. Ready? Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Baker, Noble, scratch out an intent, Jones. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. McDonald, Kenny, Hamilton. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Scratch out an intent. All names scratched out. Two remain. Baker, Noble. Scratch out an intent. Baker, Cousins, Jones. Scratch out an intent. Baker, Jones, Noble. Scratch out with intent. Baker, Jones, Cousins. Scratch out with intent. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Cousins, Noble. Baker, Jones, Noble. Scratch out with intent. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Baker, Kenny, Noble. Kenny, Noble, McDonald. Hamilton, McDonald, Kenny. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. 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 Scratch out with intent. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald. Scratch out with intent. Hamilton, Kenny, McDonald.